Okay. Okay, Rav, we're recording. So, Rav, if we could get your viewpoint on the ceasefire, because
No,
from
before we start the learning, first of all, we're waiting for Michael. Usually he does um, attend, participate, but we're talking about the hot news which goes in Israel about the kidnapped, about the deal. And Reuven asked me what is my opinion. So what can I say on my opinion? Obviously, I don't know the ins and outs and so on, but in general, they are. It's a very difficult decision to make. On one hand, the reason, if you would have no emotions and you can just decide on logic, then I don't think that they should go away with the deal. Because you can't trust these people, as happened before. They made a deal when they released Shalit. And at that time, I don't know, thousands of what terrorists were released. Among them was Sinwar, the head of the Hamas terrorists that they kill now. So the question is, how much can you trust these people that they will keep to any kind of agreement? How can you be sure that you are going to move out, to leave the Gaza, to give back terrorists? Who knows what's going to happen? But on the other hand, emotionally, obviously, we are worried, very worried for those that are kidnapped. Who knows how many of them are alive? And those who are alive, how long will they live if they are in their hands? So the situation is very, very difficult, and it caused tremendous, how would I say, split in the in Israel between those that for it and those that against it, which is very understood. What does Leslie? You are usually a commentator on the politics. What do you?
no, no, I'll just give a bit of an Israel report. It's very difficult, Rav, as you said. Imagine families don't know if their loved ones are alive or not. And you know what is so ironic, Rav, so unbelievable? The Red Cross immediately said they want to get involved. They want to be there to bring over the hostages. But for all the time, for 400, will be 471 days, they did absolutely nothing.
Nothing. Yeah.
Not They did less than nothing. The medicines that they gave, they found the medicines weren't ever even given to our hostages. They were thrown on the floor in the hospitals in Gaza. They did absolutely nothing. They didn't even look to see who's alive, who's not alive. But Rav, it's amazing. If you look in the Shoah, what did they do in the Shoah? They went to Theresienstadt
Yeah.
twice.
So
So,
we must know you can't trust
Ein Chadash, Tachat
Ein
Hashemit.
Chadash. Okay, guys, let's not waste. We've got what's the name? No, uh, I, for, I forgot. I forgot your name.
John.
John
No,
and Michael.
Yes, John.
Yes, John.
And Michael.
John. Forgot John. I didn't see you for some time. Are you okay?
Yes, we had a break and didn't do anything. So
But you feel well.
for my years, I'm well.
Okay, I understand. I can talk to you about problems of age. The other are youngsters. What do they know?
Yeah.
Hashem, they shouldn't know. They should be aged, but without having the problem of age. Okay, guys, we are to start now in 20B2. 20B2 in the middle of the first column. The Gemara comes to discuss a certain, well, what happened in the process when she is now, the Sotah has to drink the water. The Mishnah says that the drinking the water had an immediate effect on her. She hardly finishes drinking before her face becomes solo, a rice bulge, and her veins protrude. This is the quotation from the Mishnah. The Gemara now comes to discuss it. Many. We find here a dispute between Rabbi Shimon and the Chachamim, the rabbis, in the order of this Sotah drinking of the water. Namely, the Gemara asks many, whose authorship is reflected in this portion of the Mishnah, which state that the waters take effect as soon as she drinks them. Rabbi Shimoni, apparently it is like Rabbi Shimon, because he said, his opinion is that, remember, we had before that the Sotah had to bring an offering, a mincha offering, which is the flour and so on offering, which had to be burnt on the Mizbeach. So she had to bring, and all we learned before was all a kind of action that took place. Now the question is, does she bring the offering of the mincha first and then she drinks? Or she drinks first and afterwards the mincha? And here comes the machloket. Rabbi Shimon says, the Kohen offers her mincha and afterwards gives her the waters to drink. You see this bitter water? First, the Kohen will sacrifice this mincha and then gives her to drink. Why? For as long as their mincha has not been offered, lo bat kolamaya. The waters, the bitter water will not make any effect on her before the mincha is offered. He learns from a verse, dichtiv, because it's written, a mincha of remembrance, a reminder of impurity, which seems to, from the Torah, he learns from here, that first you bring the mincha. According to Rabbi Shimon, as soon as she drinks the water, she is punished. Why? Because already the mincha was already offered, and now she's drinking the water, she's ready to be tested. However, if we look in the second part of the Mishnah, it says, if she had a merit, if the Sotah, the woman, had a merit, which we learned before, Kudus, she's got some good credit in her doing what she did. It's true that now she's accused of being at a relationship with a stranger, not with the husband, but nevertheless, the good things that she did in the past for which she deserves the reward, it's not going to be wiped out. First of all, when a person does something good, this is an interesting point. The HaKadosh Baruch Hu, even if a person is a wicked person, is a Roshe, does not mean to say that he does not get reward for good things he did. Our rabbis tell us what's happening. It is like in Rosh Hashanah, where our deeds of the year as being examined by God. So we'll discuss it. It's like being on a scale. On one scale, on one side of a scale, you've got the good deeds which a person did. And the other end, the other side of the scale, what the evil that he did. What is this scale supposed to do? If there are more credits, then a person is considered to be a tzaddik or whatever you call, he won the case. Although the negative things that he did has to be somehow be repaid. So the person, he may be in a positive, nevertheless he has to pay for the negative things that he did. So it can be a Rosha, it can be wicked, yet the positive thing he did, it's not wiped out. The same on the contrary. So sorry, I'll start for a person first with a tzaddik that is positive, yet he has to have, he has to pay for his sins. The other side, as well, a Roshe, person is wicked. What makes him a wicked? Because the sins that he did overweighed the positive things that he did. So the decision is, you are wicked. You have to be punished. And you wicked a lot of things which goes to punish a wicked person. But yet, some positive things that he did, that he may have done, also not wiped off. For this, he has to be rewarded. So this is what we are. Now we understand what I'm saying here, that this woman, even if she's accused now for being adulterer, did adultery. And this is a reason why we give her the bitter water to test her whether she did or not. The Chachomim, the rabbis say, if she had some good merits, then her the good things are married would hold their punishment in abeyance. So this is a dispute between Rabbi Shimon and the rabbis. Rabbi Shimon says, no, he holds that a married does not hold in abeyance the punishment of the bitter water. The rabbis, on the other hand, they say, yes, the merit might hold and delay the effect of the water. Now, the question is, the effect of the bitter water will be straight away after drinking, which means that it depends. Does she drink first and then the mincha, the sacrifice is offered, or the sacrifice is offered and then comes the drinking. Now, the fact is that our Mishnah seems to say, as soon as she drinks, there is already an effect. Must be that already the sacrifice was done before. Otherwise, it will not have effect until the sacrifice will be done after drinking. So this is now the discussion of the Gemara. The Mishnah seems to be to show, on one end, the beginning, according to Rabbi Shimon, it seems from the Mishnah that her mincha will be first, and then the mincha will be offered. Therefore, the Mishnah said, as soon as she finishes drinking already, her face will change and there is an effect. However, in the other part, the other half of the Mishnah, it says that there is another factor to be taken into consideration if she's got a merit or not. Because as the Mishnah says, if she's got a merit, it will hold the punishment in abeyance. But Rabbi Shimon himself, once again, but Rabbi Shimon himself, who, according to what we said a minute ago, that the first part of the Mishnah seems to agree with Rabbi Shimon, that first you offer the mincha and then the drinks. Rabbi Shimon himself, if the Mishnah goes according to him, Rabbi Shimon says merit does not count. It will not help her merit. So it seems to be that the Tana of the Mishnah has two different opinions which don't seem to go. You don't know. Are you like Rabbi Shimon? And therefore the first part of the Mishnah seems to him that you hold like Rabbi Shimon, the first you offer the big offering and then you drink. But Rabbi Shimon himself says merit will not count. On the other hand, the other part of the Seifa, the end of the Mishnah, says that merit does count. So it's not according to Rabbi Shimon. This is according to the rabbis. So this is how do you reconcile what they says in the first part to the last part? Follow? Now,
Yeah,
Robert,
I just want to clarify.
Sorry?
I need to clarify something in my mind. Have we got two machloket here? The one is you drink and then you do the mincha,
Yeah,
and the other one is you do the mincha then you drink.
correct.
So that's the one of the problem.
Right.
And the second problem is that if she's
And
got a
married.
merit,
If a
it's not
married,
going to stem straight away. But Rabbi Shimon says that it's not going to help. If she drinks the water, it's going to it's
to
going
make
to
an effect.
straight away. Is that the two issues
No,
which?
it doesn't mean to say she died away. She died, but the level effect is a gradual thing until
Yeah.
she died. But the fact is, the effect will come straight away. But the Gemara want to know the Mishnah if the first part seems to be la Rabbi Shimon, but Rabbi Shimon in other issue whether a merit holds or not, it does not that that merit holds. But the Mishnah says, yes, the second part said, merit holds. So it means it's not like Rabbi Shimon. So this is what the Gemara analyzes, how, according to whom does the Mishnah go? It doesn't look like you do Rabbi Shimon. And therefore, what is the other the Gemara tries to answer the question, Amar Rav Chisda. So he said, no, there is a third opinion. Rav Chisda said there is a third opinion. The the Mishnah is authorized according to Rabbi Akiva, which Rabbi Akiva in the two issues says, on one hand, he says, you offer the mincha and afterwards give them to drink, but the same Rabbi Akiva says when you're talking about the merit, it doesn't hold like Rabbi Shimon, he holds like Rabbanon, that merit does hold. So therefore, how we resolve the question in the Mishnah? Seems to be that we tried to find out if the Mishnah follows Rabbi Shimon or follows Rabbanan. And we couldn't find that the Mishnah follows either of them because in one part it looks like Rabbi Shimon, the other part looks like Rabbanan. What is the other, the Gemara resolve it? The Gemara says, yes, there is a third opinion. The third opinion is Rabbi Akiva, who holds in one issue like Rabbi Shimon, that first the offering and then drinking, but on the other issue of merits, he doesn't hold like Rabbi Shimon, he holds like Rabbanan, so therefore our Mishnah can be understood. Okay? Did you get it? Ruben,
Yeah, it still doesn't solve the problem of how do you understand Rabbi Shimon. I understand how Rabbi Akiva does it, but how does Rabbi Shimon get over the issue?
no, so Rabbi Shimon, our Mishnah goes along Rabbi Shimon in one issue. About the drinking is after the offering.
Yeah.
However, in the issue whether a merit holds or not, the Mishnah doesn't go according to Rabbi Shimon, because
Yeah.
Rabbi Shimon says merit does not hold, and the Mishnah said the merit does hold. So the Gemara said, yes, there is the opinion of Rabbi Akiva that in one issue he holds like Rabbi Shimon, and one issue with the merit he holds like Rabbanan. So the Mishnah is Rabbi Akiva.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Got it.
Got it.
John, are you with us?
I am.
Good. Now we come to another issue, which is interesting. So we are in the second column, the last passage. The Mishnah says, when the water seemed to take effect on her, then the Kohanim or whoever are there say, take her away, lest she will die. and we don't want her to die in the temple. So this is what our Mishnah says. Now comes the interesting discussion here. What's wrong for her to die on the spot where she takes when she drinks? Said the Gemara, what is the reason? My Tama, what is the reason they would hurry her out? Apparently, it is because perhaps she will die as a result of the water if she's guilty of doing adultery. So if she's guilty, she may die straight away there, and she will contaminate the courtyard with the tumor of a corpse. It means that we have to hold that a corpse of a dead body is forbidden to be in the Levite camp. And the Beis Hamikdash were different sections. There is the most holy side, as we had before, the holy Kodesh HaKodashim, the holy of holies, then still next to extends this holiness more. There cannot be nobody that is tameh, that is contaminated, cannot stand there. Then there is a second, after it, a second part, which calls the Levite camp, which is still in the temple, but the holiness, the sanctity is a little bit more release, which means that as somebody that was contaminated with a corpse, which means him tameh, is permitted to enter this Levi camp. And not only somebody that was contaminated, but even a corpse itself. Now I'll turn the page to 20b3, that even the dead person himself can be in this part, which we call it the Levite camp, which Gemorra proves it, because there is a verse that says that Moshe Rabbeinu, he took the bones of Yosef with him, which means it was with him in the Moshe's camp. When Moshe Rabbeinu camp, he was a Levi. There what he dwelt. So we see that in the Levi and the Levite camp, you could have even a dead body. So now the question is, when the woman was drinking the water, she was not in the most holiest place. This was in the part which is like considered to be the Levite part, and there a dead body could be there. Why did you have to hurry her to go to take her out before she dies? If she dies, it doesn't matter. You can take her out when she will die. This is a question of the Gemorra, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amar Abaye. So Abaye answers the reason why we are here out, not because we worry if she's going to die. There is another worry. When she will begin to menstruate. Because of the fright of the bitter waters that she's going to drink, she menstruated, and then is a nida. A nida cannot be in the temple at all. So the reason why the Mishnah says they are here to take her out, that she should not become nida. Why all of a sudden she become menstruate? The Gemara says, does it mean to say that fright loosens the womb, causing the woman to menstruate? Answer the Gemara, yes, it is so. Because there is a verse talking about Esther Amalka, that Queen Esther became, when she heard in the Megillah, the story of the Megillah, that was a verdict, a issue against the Jews, that they are going to be on the 13th of Adar, going to be a vast killing and so on. The Mishnah, the Megillah says that she became very afraid, and Rav, the Amora Rav said, what happened, the result of her fright, she began to menstruate. So we see that fright can cause a woman to menstruate. So therefore, here the woman is now going to drink the water, and surely she'll become scared knowing what can be the result. Then she might menstruate, and therefore they say, take her out. But the Gemara said that interesting, causing menstruation, there is a difference between being afraid or charada, fear. There is we see there is a question, what kind of fear causes menstruation? Because here we say there is a fear which, on the contrary, suspends the discharge of blood. So we can't say that just got afraid and this is what we are all worried that she will menstruate. Answer the Gemara, there are two kinds of, we'll say, fear. Fear that is not sudden contracts the womb so that it does not discharge blood. Whereas sudden fright loosens the blood and opens the womb, causing it to discharge blood prematurely. Interesting, the Gemara makes here a statement which is really kind of a scientific or medical, what opens, what can cause menstruation, what kind of a fear. There is a fear or a sudden fright. There is a difference.
And
Is it
if
clear?
she menstruates, then where she is, the area that she is, becomes tameh.
She was staying in the temple in the era which is a holy, and Nida, if she becomes tameh, she wasn't allowed to be there. If she would die, then doesn't make a difference. The Nida is worse to be there in this district in the temple. So therefore, the Gemara explained why did they say Ariel out when she drinks the water, because there is a very big chance that she will menstruate, and menstruate women cannot stand in this section, in this part of the temple, which is cannot be this kind of impurity of nida. Okay? Which is interesting how the rabbis understood the structure of the administration and so on. Now we go to another part of the Mishnah, where we're talking about if she had a married, it would order a punishment in advance, and the discussion how long this merit will last to keep her alive before she dies. Definitely, if she committed adultery, she will die. But as I explained before, even if a person is wicked, if he's got merits, he had to be rewarded. So even this woman, even if she did commit adultery, and she, on this point, she has to even to die, but if she's got merit, the merit still will hold on, that you won't have a sudden death until there is a payment, so to speak, a reward for the merit. And the Gemara now, the discussion which follow is how long can this merit hold the punishment. There is, the Gemara brings different opinions. It can be 3 months, it can hold the punishment, the binds for 3 months. Why 3 months? Amount of time it takes notice if she is pregnant, because you don't kill her if she's pregnant. Another opinion says that it 9 months, it will be for in abeyance, and everything is supported by a verse. And Rabbi Ishmael said 12 months, it will hold the punishment for 12 months. Everything is supported by a verse from the text. Yeah. And according to, if you look towards the end of the passage, I just skipped. I told you verbally what says about the disagreement, how long her merit may postpone the penalty, whether 3 months, 9 months. Now Rabbi Ishmael, he says 12 months. And it's interesting, Rabbi Ishmael, on what basis he said, ואף על פי שאין ראיה לדבר. I'm reading now 7 lines from the bottom of the passage. It would hold a punishment in abeyance for 12 months, and even though there is no proof to the matter from scripture, from the Torah, from the Bible, but there is an indication to the matter. Now, why? Where? Dichtiv, where it's written. this is in a context. If you look at the commentary, at comments at the bottom 36, the whole story which Daniel had interpreted Nebuchadnezzar's dream of the tree as presaging the dire punishment that awaited the wicked emperor for his erecting a golden image, an act that demonstrated the arrogance and defiance of God's will. So Nebuchadnezzar would be removed from humanity and would have to live with animals. This is what his punishment. Daniel then advised Nebuchadnezzar that the retribution would possibly be averted if the king undertook to dispense gifts of charity among the poor. And then the second page continues there in the commentary. No, not in the commentary, in the text. It says in the verse, says, this way there will be an extension of your tranquility. This was talking to Nebuchadnezzar. And also it's written in the next verse, all the punishments for all in the dream befell King Nebuchadnezzar, and it is written in the word that after that end of 12 months, at that time, the decree befell him. Thus, because he heeded Daniel's advice and performed meritorious deeds, Nebuchadnezzar's punishment was held in abeyance for 1 year. So therefore, the Rabbi Shmuel holds, you can see that a punishment can be held in abeyance for 3 months. So this was what was his opinion when we said before that when a Sotah drinks and if she's got married, we had a dispute. How long will the married hold for her to delay the punishment? 3 months, 9 months, now 12 months, and Rabbi Shmuel said 12 months. He based himself on this case of Nebuchadnezzar, that he was told that the punishment will be delayed for 12 months, for a year. Then the Gemara tries to discuss the text, because the Mishnah, the Gemara's, at any rate, our Mishnah is difficult because none of the Tanoim recorded in the Braita maintains that a married can hold the Sotah punishment in abeyance for 3 months. We can see 9 or 12. So the Mishnah that seems to be saying that it can be 3 months, the Rabbi Shmuel, who said 3 months, where does he take it from? So answer the Gemara, in fact, we can say that the Mishnah follows Rabbi Shmuel. Although the Rabbi Shmuel said 12 months, but he found a verse that states again up to 3 months, that Hashem grant an extension to those deserving of punishment, and in another case where it is written, Hashem with said, for 3 transgressions of Edom, I have looked away, but for the 4th one, I will not pardon them. And the Gemara explains, elaborates what is appearing here and what is,
Arav,
yeah,
I think we're getting a little bit confused. I think you're rushing this a bit. At least I'm
Right.
getting confused. And I think we need to just delay this maybe for next week
okay.
because there are a couple of things that I'm seeing here that I don't know whether you skipped over
Okay,
them.
okay.
Because
No
the
problem.
Mishnah,
We can go over it again, Mirza Hashem, next week. At least we understand the part which we said before, talking about the reason why we hurry up the woman to get out of the.
yeah, that one I understand.
I think, Ruben, you're right. It's not so simple. It's not so
Yeah,
pushy.
because the Mishnah before says, according to my text here, if she has merit, it delays punishment for 1 year, for 2 years, and for 3 years. Now, you didn't mention that at all because you went on to 3 months and 9 months and 12 months. So how do you reconcile the two? But I think we should leave that for next time because it's a little bit confusing.
Okay, Seder, please God, we'll come again and discuss this better, okay?
Wonderful, Rav. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you,
you so
Rav.
much, Rav.
Your,
Thank you. Shabbat Shalom.
your observation is good. I'm happy, Ruben, that you remember this. Okay.
No, it's just that I was getting
Yeah, very good, very good.
Okay, we'll please God do it again
All right.
next week.
So, Mirza Hashem, next week we discuss it.
Have a good Shabbos, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom,
Preparing for
everyone.
the temple times.
Have a good
And
Shabbos and
Mark, if I'm not here, can you record, Mark, when I'm not here?
Yes, I can try. Yes, no problem.
Wonderful.
If I'm
Wonderful.
in the show, yes.
Okay, brilliant.
Leslie, does still anybody who wants a recording?
Of course, Rav, you can't believe so many people watch it. For sure.
Really?
Absolutely. Rav,
Okay.
it's absolutely many do. A lot of people can't.
Leslie makes a lot of money out of it.
No. Chas v'chalila,
I'm only
not one
joking.
cent,
I'm
not
only
one
joking.
cent. But Rob, like Rafi Barnett, Rafi, I saw Rafi today. Rafi Barnett, he's got so many things on the go, but he watches the recordings. A lot of people watch.
Okay. Good.
Yeah, you should
So in the meantime, have a good night and a good Shabbos. And as I
Shabbat
said,
Shalom.
we only need to hope and pray that things in Israel should get right.
Please
Right.
God. Please God.
Shabbat
Let's
Shalom.
hope.
Shabbat
Good
Shalom.
Shabbos.
Bye.
Shalom.